In communities just like yours, there are many who need help. Some vulnerable children in our communities find a family or help. Millions don't. Without adequate provision of basic necessities, many children are left to fend for themselves on streets because they ran away from their homes, loading most of them in streets. In 2015, Innocent Children Foundation, founded by Mrs. Agnes Juma, a resident of Nyahera sublocation, was founded upon a goal to advance the cause of better lives of vulnerable children caught up in poverty around her home village.
About the project, it started long way when I was in Trans Nzoia district. That was in 2004 when my son-in-law Martin and my daughter Cyprian came from Germany to visit us in Kenya. During that particular time, I was teaching at Makindo Primary School in Trans Nzoia. It being the first time for Martin to come in Kenya, what he saw in school touched him a lot. The school was made of temporary buildings. The roof was made of iron sheets. The population of the school by then was 600, and in the classrooms they found that most children were sitting on the floor. Some children could not come to school because maybe they could not afford to buy uniform. Most of the kids were carrying their books in the recycled papers, and they found all these problems. So
he was not pleased with the poor learning environment.
He wanted to know more about the kids who are not going to school and just loitering about. So I told him all about the problems that the children have and what could make them not to go to school. One of them was uniform, school uniform. In Kenya, children have to go to school in school uniform, and to bring a uniformity. That is a law. A child is not allowed to be in school without a school uniform. So
he went back and formed a group who would send money to support the school.
With the information about the problems that the school had, they started by sending some money to buy the kids a school uniform and to make some desks for the school.
The group supported the needy children, dug boreholes, bought land for the school for farming, thus adequate water and food.
They also came about with the idea that children who go to high school, some children qualify to go to high school, but they cannot make it because of lack of school fees. So we supported children of which right now most of our children have gone. Some have gone up to university, some went to some colleges, and some are already working, even though still the problem continues, and that means we still have some that are being supported still in high school.
She was then transferred to Dago Kokore.
The same problem was there. So just with a continuation with the same friends, we had to buy school uniform for those kids who are not going to school. We had to renovate some classrooms. Though the buildings were permanent, but there were potholes in classrooms. So we had to renovate the classrooms, of which we managed to renovate 5 classrooms. We brought them water, which used not to be there. And we picked some kids in class 8 who were to proceed with their studies in high school, and their background had already shown that they could not continue because of the lack of school fees. So we have children from Dagokokore in high school right now who are being supported. Some are in colleges. In Dagokokore, the problem of children having one meal in a day was also there. And therefore, we introduced the lunch program, feeding program, I mean. And for the kindergarten, we also introduced a porridge for them that they take at break time.
More friends came over and joined the project.
We got a friend, Ricky, and the family, and a friend to my daughter, Cyprian, heard about the problems that we have in Kenya. And therefore, she came, she joined the project and bought for our kids in Dagokokore school bags, a uniform. In the year 2015, I thought of supporting children who live around my home, the neighboring children.
Many of the children around her village would come for help at her home whenever they were sent away from school for lack of school fees.
This is how it came about. The children who live around my home go to different schools. And whenever they could be sent home because of some money, they could run to me. They leave their parents and run to my home for what is needed in school.
She was not in a position to support every child in the community.
If it is supporting, then around my home you can support everybody.
So she picked one child in every family to allow at least each family to benefit.
Innocent Children Foundation. They have helped me so much.
Nishonea uniform na walinipea pia sweta. Na mzungu yangu aliniletea mattress na blanket. Madam pia alichukua shosho yangu alishakufa. Alikuwa anamletea mattress on Christmas au hata kama si Christmas alikuwa anamsaidia, anamletea chakula, mattress, pesa.
Tangu ni join Innocent Children Foundation, nimeshukuru vile wananipatianga uniform na wananilipia school fees. The way I have just a single parent, I thank them.
Washukuru wote kwa vile wameshanisaidia kwa vitabu, school uniform.
I congratulate them for that.
Christine Rapandu, a teacher by profession, works hand in hand with Mrs. Agnes to support the children's welfare.
Now, before this movement, the children were living very miserable life, and this one touched us until we had to start this thing. And more so, we thank our donors who are helping us, because on our own we cannot.
The program goes beyond providing food, education, and basic necessities for children around her home to providing them with resources for a stimulating childhood, peaceful and successful future.
And we are also hoping to engage more, because the vulnerable children are very many. There are very many, and if we get so many, maybe if we get donors, we will stand and make other children to join, because so many children out here are really suffering, and our aim is to help them and make a difference in their lives. And my part with these children, I always engage them in some activities, social activities like dancing. I like encouraging them. I like counseling them. We listen to their problems. We advise them. We do most of the counseling with these children, and we advise them accordingly so that they can become in future leaders and future they can have a very bright lives.
I picked children between 4 and 15. And these children are those who, some of them are orphans, some of them come from are of single parents, and especially mothers. And some of them have parents, but their parents cannot afford to take care of them.
Lillian Acheng, a mother of 5, 2 of which were orphaned and adopted by her, expresses her gratitude.
Mtoto alichukuliwa kama alikuwa kwa hali mbaya sana. Tangu mtoto achukuliwe nishaona mabadiliko kwa maisha ya mtoto. Mtoto hakuwa anaweza kuenda shule juu ya pesa. Mtoto hakuwa anaweza kuvaa uniform. Mtoto hakuwa anaweza kuwa na vitabu wala kukunywa kitu ama kurudi kukula saa 7 kama anaenda shule. Tangu mtoto achukuliwe naona mabadiliko. Saizi anaweza vaa nguo, uniform, anaweza andika na kalamu, anaweza andika kwa kitabu. Mtoto anaweza lala, amepewa blanket, amepewa mattress, sahii analala vizuri. Mtoto naye anaweza amka asubuhi asome kwa ajili akona vitabu inaweza kuandikia, akona manguo inaweza vaa kienda shule, akona viatu inaweza vaa. Kwa hivyo nimeshukuru sana kwa hii project, izidi kuendelea.
Thomas Omedo, a resident of Nyahera village, also explains about his life before and after he met the Innnocent Foundation.
Hii project ambayo umetuletea umetusaidia sana kwa watoto ambao walikuwa chini kabisa, sababu hao watoto wetu hapa nyumbani wakienda shule pengine asubuhi wapati hata kitu ya kukunywa asubuhi, wakija lunch pengine wanapata tu maji ama uji. Watoto wanakula mara moja kwa siku. Na hii project yenu mimi naona itatusaidia hapa nyumbani. Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru sana wale waliangalia hii maslahi ya watoto wetu hapa. Sasa hapo ndio mimi naona tuko na usaidizi hapa kubwa kati yenu.
Now these kids, we take them to hospital whenever they are sick. The parents or their guardians inform me, and then I make arrangements of taking them to the hospitals. And some of their parents, if they are sick, we assist them too. We do for them shopping and monthly shopping for their upkeeps at home, and we buy them the requirements like blankets, all their needs at home we take care of.
In the process, she has faced a number of challenges. By being so close to her students, she has been able to identify the most common problems her students go through and has ensured their common problems are resolved.
And again, another challenge is that since these children are being supported, that has made everybody around me, whenever they have problems, they all run to me.
Occasionally, Mrs. Agnes Juma invites the children for lunch at her home.
Be welcome, be welcome on this day. Be welcome, be welcome, be welcome on this day. We wish you a very happy day. We wish you a very happy day. Friends, have a happy day. Friends, have a happy day.
Due to the lack of finances, most children cannot afford to buy clothes, so Mrs. Agnes issues them with clothes and mosquito nets, being that malaria is a killer disease in Africa.
Thank you, Ricky. No more malaria.
Are you happy?
Yes.
In Kenya, the government plays the role of employing teachers in public schools, but fails to focus on the infrastructure and school stationery, which is mostly left for the care of parents. But due to poverty, parents are not able to raise funds to develop these schools, which in turn builds up congestion in classrooms.
Normally, they share, they sit on desks, of which they share 3 per desk, and in situations whereby the desks are few in a class, some of them have to sit on the floor, writing on their knees, which is not easy at all.
To add on that, most pupils do not have stable homes since they keep moving from one relative to another, which also affects their learning considering that they also have to keep changing schools. Long distance is another challenge. They have to walk for about 3 kilometers, so they have to wake up pretty early in order for them to get to school on time.
And because of poverty, they don't have the school buses to drop the kids to school, neither do their parents have cars to drop them to school. And since they are expected in school at 7 a.m., they have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, prepare, and then leave for school.
Not forgetting that they also have to help out with chores at home, for instance, going to the river after school.
If I may want to count the problems that the Kenya children are encountering, they are seeing, I might not finish. So for that case, I welcome everybody, and whenever one visits Kenya, I would wish that the person goes to the rural areas and right interior to schools, stay with them for only one day, and then they'll come out with something to tell.
Thank you very much for putting a smile on the needy and vulnerable children.
Safari ya matatizo, Yesu ndiye ngomera. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Nimeanza safari ya matatizo, Yesu ndiye ngomera. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Nipite milimani, mabonde na mawinguni, Yesu ndiye ngomera. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Nipite milimani, mabonde na mawinguni, Yesu ndiye ngomera. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Asubuhi na mapema nasimama mbele zako, natangaza neno lako. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Aya, nina imani nitashinda. Asubuhi